Hey guys, it's me Simo Urahara, and in this video, we're going to talk about an important topic related to Urahara Kisuke and Aizen Sosuke, and how both of them were able to use Hado 99. The way this Hado is used is really interesting, guys. It might even open up a new questions about the true nature of Kido, where it really comes from, and shows us that Kido as a fighting style isn't limited to just the Shinigami powers we already know. It could actually reach into another dimensions, and we're going to explore all of that, guys, in this video. But first of all, guys, let me clear up something that some of you mentioned in the comments of this video. The one about the differences between Urahara's Shikai and Bankai. Some of you said that certain Bankai don't really differ from their Shikai, and that sometimes the abilities are almost the same. And that's true, I don't deny it. But it seems some people misunderstood what I meant by difference. So let me explain, guys, from another angle. What makes a Bankai not so different from its Shikai? The answer is when the Shikai's ability is basically just extended in Bankai form, without a huge gap between them. A great example in Byakuya's Senbon Zakura, or Toshiro's Hyurin. Senbon Zakura in Shikai already has thousands of sharp blades petals that Byakuya can use for attack or defense. In Bankai, the ability itself doesn't change, it just becomes much stronger. And this follows Yorichi's rule: Bankai increases a Shikai's power 5 to 10 times. So the petals in Bankai are still the same, just way more in number, faster and deadlier. And stronger. The core ability stays the same. The same goes for Toshiro. He even said it himself that his Zanpakuto has one of the smallest gaps between Shikai and Bankai. The fighting style doesn't really change much. What changes is the strength of the element and a few special techniques. And you can say the same thing about Ryujin Jakka. Its main power is fire. In Bankai, the flames become overwhelming powerful with special techniques like South. But at the core, it's still fire. Yamamoto fights with fire in both Shikai and Bankai. Byakuya fights with petals in both. And Toshiro can do the same for his Bankai and Shikai. But when it comes to Urahara's Shikai and Bankai, it's a completely different story. We don't even have an official explanation for Kubo about what Urahara's Shikai really is. It's never been clearly defined. Sure, Urahara Kisuke can restructure his spiritual energy into shells or attack formations. I don't deny that possibility. I mean, it's similar to how other elemental Zanpakuto users transform their energy into ice or fire. But when it comes to Bankai, both the fighting style and the ability itself completely change. The structure energy concept evolves into something much deeper. Instead of long-range spiritual attacks, Urahara's fighting becomes much more physical. So when I talk about differences, I'm talking about these kind of drastic changes, things you don't see in Zanpakuto like Senbon Zakura or Hyurin. I hope that clears up what I meant by differences, and actually guys, today's topic connects directly to this point. Because Urahara's skill with Kido, especially Hado 99, really shows how unique his fighting style is. So in this video, guys, we'll focus on Urahara and one of the 4 arts of the Shinigami that he truly excels in, Kido, specifically how Urahara was able to use Hado 99, Guryo Tenmitsu, and we'll also look at how Aizen used a similar high-level Hado in fight against Yubaba, because the novels reveal something very interesting about the way it was cast, and that detail might even open new doors for us to understand the true depth of this fighting style. So, as I said, when we talk about Urahara Kisuke, this is someone who truly mastered Kido. Not only can he use the most powerful techniques, whether Bakudo or Hado, like casting several Bakudo at once or using Hado 99 with the full incantation against Aizen, but the novels even mention that he could have done it without a chant. He just chose to say the full spell to make the attack even stronger. And more than that, guys, what's really interesting about Urahara Kisuke is that he can actually modify Kido. For example, the first time he faced Aizen, he used Hado 4, Byakurai. But it wasn't the normal Byakurai we're used to. Usually, as we saw with Byakuya against Ichigo, it's a white lightning bolt fired from the finger, but Urahara's version was red. He fired it from the tip of his sword. This is why I have said before that Urahara's mastery of Kido even affects the way his Shikai works, and I said that in that video. And this is a really important point, guys. Urahara can adapt and reshape Kido to fit the situation just like he altered Byakurai. And he also did something similar with Hado 99 Goryo Tenmenso. But before we get into Urahara's version, guys, let's go back to the moment when Aizen used it against Yuaba. If you remember, guys, most Kido, whether Bakudo or Hado, are usually cast from the hand, the sword from above, or sometimes even at the cost of part of the user's own body, like Itokatsu. But I don't think we ever seen a Kido that comes directly from the ground. That's what makes this one special, guys. Hado 99 looks like a massive energy bursting out from the earth, forming into 5 dragons that the caster can then control and send at the enemy. Now here's the part that the manga never explained, guys, but the novels they describe exactly how this spell works. It's said to draw power from something called ley line. From those who don't know, ley lines are believed in some cultures to be invisible lines of energy running across the earth. Ancient structures like pyramids are even said to have been built on them, and some people claim they are connected to aliens. But what concerns us, guys, is that the ley lines are thought to be massive sources of energy. If we connect this to Bleach, then the spell seems to tap into the energy of ley line, pulling it up from the ground to create the dragons. And that's what Aizen did. He said the name of the spell and he activated a ley line, and the energy turned into those 5 dragons. But Urahara Kisuke did something different. He used his Hado against Aura the Full Ring, and one of her abilities was controlling Rish. She had captured a lot of souls and kept them floating in the sky, even using them as a weapon against Urahara Kisuke. So instead of drawing power from the ground like Aizen, Urahara adapted, and he hacked into the Ryatsu of those souls floating in the sky, almost like replacing a ley line with the energy power Aura had gathered there. And that's how he summoned the dragons from above instead of below. Why did he do that? Maybe because he didn't want to destroy the battlefield since they were fighting in Karakura town, or maybe because the ley lines in the human world aren't as powerful as in the Soul Society, where Rishi is much denser. Whatever the reason, this shows Urahara's genius. His ability to adapt Kido to the environment and reshape it however he needs. And this makes me wonder about something deeper, guys. We know Kido is based on Shinigami spiritual energy. But if some of these high-level spells rely on ley line sources of power outside the Shinigami themselves, then could it be that certain high-numbered spells actually draw from other dimensions or realms? For example, Bakudo 99, which comes down from the sky to bind the enemy. Could it be actually be pulling from other worlds, not just from the caster's own energy? Because I have always noticed how Bakudo 99 with the giant nails and binding structure looks similar to those skeletons we have seen on the gates of the hell. And the very word Kido literally means art of demons. So here's my final question, guys, for you. Could it be that Kido as a whole is actually a combat art that originates from hell, a system of spells that doesn't just use energy power but also taps into ley lines or maybe forces connected to hell itself, especially when we talk about the highest level spells like Bakudo and Hado 99. And I leave you with that thought, guys. So what do you think? Give me, guys, your opinions in the comments, and see you guys in my next video.